ILTV Plus, your news from Israel and more 24/7. Start your free trial today. Subscribe at ILTV.tv and watch from any device. Moving on, less than a year passing since the expansion of the Abraham Accords to include Morocco, and Israeli Defense Minister Benny Gantz now arriving in Morocco for a first-of-its-kind visit. Gantz signing a landmark memorandum of understanding opposite his counterparts in Rabat, paving the way for intelligence and arms sharing, as well as joint military drills.
חתמנו עכשיו על הסכם מסגרת לשיתוף פעולה ביטחוני בכל המובנים עם מדינת מרוקו. דבר מאוד מאוד משמעותי, הוא יאפשר לנו גם להחליף דעות, הוא יאפשר לנו גם להיכנס לפרויקטים משותפים, הוא יאפשר ייצוא ישראלי לכאן. בכלל, אני חושב שהיחסים בין מרוקו וישראל צריכים להמשיך ולהתהדק, להמשיך ולהתפתח ולהתרחב, ואני שמח שיש לנו חלק בעניין הזה.
Here with more, live from Rabat, Morocco, economic consultant and educator Amine Ayoub. Amine, thanks so much for joining us again. Now, we know that, of course, many months of work went into brokering the Abraham Accords, both publicly as well as behind closed doors. So this MOU was likely in the works for a while as well. Who benefits most, though, from the agreements in the MOU? And what other maybe surprising agreements are expected on the horizon?
Okay, so the MOU is actually a classified document, so we don't actually know a lot of details about it, but I know for a fact that both countries, Morocco and Israel, will benefit from this MOU. Israel actually did not actually do the MOU to sell arms only, but there is also the benefit of intelligence sharing for common enemies and other things. So also this will also help Israeli defense companies export openly to Morocco.
Among Israel and Morocco's shared enemies, we have ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Iran, and Hezbollah. To what extent is Iran and Hezbollah involved in Morocco, and what exactly is their aim?
So basically, Morocco actually stopped its diplomatic relations with Iran a while ago. And the reason was that Morocco had the intelligence proof that Hezbollah was dealing with the Polisario Front. The Polisario Front, as you know, is a terrorist organization that is actually against Moroccan sovereignty over the Moroccan Sahara. So this is the issue that was actually involved the Hezbollah and Iran, and that's what actually stopped our relationships with the diplomatic relationships with Iran.
All right, so is Israel in any other way, because I know that you mentioned Algeria, is Israel involved in other ways in the Western Sahara dispute, and how might that actually affect Israel-Morocco relations in the future, especially now with Israel ideally vying to eventually build ties with Algeria?
Well, we all know that actually, Israel has the IDF is strong, and also the defense technology of Israel is actually one of the leaders in the world. So actually having a partner, Morocco having a partner such as Israel, will actually scare a lot of Morocco's enemies, including Algeria.
Finally, Morocco has been repeatedly lambasted recently for alleged abuses, including crackdowns under religious Islamic law and prosecutions and illegal detentions of journalists and human rights activists. Is there any reason to hope that this situation might improve under new trade and relations with Israel and the West?
So basically, all those, most Morocco is a state where actually the law prevails. So most of those arrests that were made, there was a reason for that, and the courts have proof that crimes were committed. And when it comes to Morocco has been attacked for the last 5 years by many countries, including countries in Europe, using media and other social media and things like that to tarnish Morocco's image internationally. So I don't think those are issues that we should be dealing with right now.
All right. Amine Ayoub, thank you so much again for joining us today.
Thank you, sir.